There is a major contagion surfacing in the world today, and it is not the measles. It is the terrorist attack on innocent Christians and Jews around the world, and is becoming a major concern in our country, with the media giving little attention to what is happening. It is the infection of the Islamic Law into our culture known as ISIS. ISIS means the Islamic State of Iran and Syria, with their religion being Muslim. If this infiltration is not addressed, we will no longer have one nation under a Christian God, but under their God Mohammad, with all the other serious problems no longer really mattering because we will no longer be a constitutional republic as a country. The only purpose of the Islamic faith is to promote their laws and their way of thinking. It justifies killing anyone who opposes it, and is the hardest enemy we will ever face, as they want to die more than we want to live, believing their place in heaven is elevated by becoming a martyr. Greater glory is given to any martyr and their family for killing infidel to their religion, which includes all of us. This is the Trojan horse disguised under compassion and political correctness. Muslims come into our country, more or less legally, quietly assimilate, grow their numbers, run for office, and get elected where they congregate. They take the oath of office under Quran, with their Congress changing the dress code, allowing women to wear a hijab in the House chambers. They support more immigration as their way of growing their cause by gathering those votes. Muslims are confident they can convert anyone who does not believe in the Islamic law, because few of us have the conviction to die for our religious beliefs, as Muslims are commanded to by their religion. Women of the Islamic movement also have a single purpose, and it's to raise children to die for their cause. They actually hate non-Muslims more than they love their own children, as they are treasured as future soldiers who will die for their cause. The women accept the abuse of their misogynist male figures and tolerate all the atrocities as a contribution to the cause. They claim to be a religion of peace and honesty, but justify lying, cheating, and killing if it's done to advance the teachings of Muhammad. Hypocrisy is perfectly acceptable if it advances their agenda. This means it's practically impossible to negotiate with a true Muslim believer because they cannot be trusted and are encouraged to mislead when it advances their cause. This explains how sleeper cells develop in quiet neighborhoods with potential terrorists of seemingly likable young individuals quietly growing in our midst. The actuarials of the Islamic population is over 4 children per couple, compared to 1.8 children for United States citizens. They have nothing to lose and all the time in the world to advance their mission based on their selflessness of their conviction and to their cause. Thomas Jefferson realized this as president after the American Revolution, initiated a war to combat the Islamic threat involving in pirating of American ships as a way of financing their cause. Oil from Muslim countries finance the cause today. This is why our president is sanctioning any country who buys oil from Iran. Our first temptation is to kill them or start ethnic cleansing movement by declaring war on them. This is not an acceptable or Christian solution. Cutting their ability to finance the war is a second best approach, as Muslims need to eat also. The best and most Christian approach is to convert them. The Islamic terrorist is not born just like we are not born as Christians or Jews or atheists. They are all raised, training, and indoctrinated with a method that surpasses our own conviction to live the value systems of fairness, truth, sustainability, and integrity. This must start in our schools, include national public service after high school. It will take a generation to reverse our decreasing birth rate. To keep our country, we must be willing to live, teach, and practice the principles of our founders. The economic sanctions on those countries who support ISIS is vital. Our current trend of accepting political correctness and diversity is a classic example of the frog in the boiling pot. We must teach our value systems in schools, churches, and personal lives. We cannot accept propaganda of saying it is not nice to talk about politics and religion. By not talking about or teaching this is exactly what they want. They want to be considered as oppressed, not drawing attention to what is happening. They do not want their hypocrisy exposed. They want the media to tell us how to think and not think about our other distractions. We have a great country with a value system that is approaching one of the longest in history, and with a constitutional republic. Are we prepared to work for it, to keep it? This is Keith Kuby wishing you the best in making the world a better place.